Welcome back to my channel. I am going to go through things that I used for my hysterectomy, things that I didn't use, and things that I didn't think I really needed. So kind of like a list of recommendations as well as things I don't really think you need to waste your money on. So first thing is the hysterectomy pillow. You see these everywhere. I got mine on Amazon like most people do, but I think it was like $30. I didn't end up using this really like the first week except to like hold my phone and hold things in the pocket and to kind of just put here to make sure my cats didn't jump on me. But I couldn't have anything like pressure-wise on my stomach, so I didn't really use it for the first week. But after that, about 2.5 weeks in, I wanted to start laying on my side because I got tired of sleeping on my back. So I would put this like on my side and lay on there. So that's helped a lot more recently. So I didn't use it at the beginning, but I do really like it now. I also used a grabber tool, which I never hear anyone really talk about, but this helped me do laundry. This helped me pick up things when I used to drop them a lot, because for like the first 2 to 3 weeks, you're not supposed to bend over, especially not pick up anything heavy. So, but mine folds. I would just use this to just get pretty much anything that I would need. It was just very helpful, especially like if I can't reach over to get the remote, I would just use the grabber tool. So I carried this around everywhere. Next up is my basket. So in my basket, I had a lot. First up is Salon Paws, which I never really hear a lot of people talk about, but this is like pain patches. I mainly put it on my shoulders and my lower back. This helped a lot because I was stuck in certain positions for a long period of time because you can't lay certain ways because of the incisions. So this helped a lot with the pain. Now, I did not get a abdominal hysterectomy. I like where the incision is along your entire abdomen. I got a robotic laparoscopic hysterectomy. So I have 5 cuts on my stomach, which I've shown before. And that is how these are the items I used for healing, because the abdominal one where they cut straight across your stomach, that is a lot harder to heal from, and you definitely need certain, like different things. You'll still use a lot of the same things, but some of the things that I'm listing that I didn't need, you might need for that kind of surgery. I had different kinds of pain, like liquids to rub on myself, just wherever the pain was, icy hot, everything like that, just different kinds of pain things. I had pain pills. Obviously, I also had oxycodone, which everyone kind of gets prescribed something different, but I had oxy, and I also rotated between Advil and Tylenol for when I was in a lot of pain. Especially after the 3 days when your oxy runs out, or whatever pain, hardcore drug they kind of put you on. I was in a lot of pain, and they said if I went back to the office, they could prescribe me more, but I physically could not get in a car. So I did every 4 hours, Tylenol and Advil rotating. I also had stool softeners, which I did the little chews. I like the chews. And I used this for the first 2 weeks. They're just little tiny chews. I used this for the first 2 weeks. I used the full thing. I would take a full chew. The 3rd week, I took half a chew every day. And now I'm not taking them anymore. But when you get put on, drugs, you get constipated. So you definitely need to take a stool softener. You cannot be pushing, or else everything could kind of come out, right? They do an internal stitch inside. When they remove everything, I did get everything removed except for my ovaries. So they do an internal stitch because they took my cervix. So you don't want to be pushing, or else it can start like pushing itself out. I did not use the cough drops except for the first like day and a half. I didn't really need them. They do intubate you, but I only had a sore throat probably for maybe max first 2 days. So I did not really use a lot of these, so just buy the smallest bag that you can. And then some kind of miscellaneous items I had in here. I had chapstick because my lips were dry constantly. And I had my inhalers. I have albuterol, and then I do have one called Air Supra, which is kind of a mix between albuterol and budesine. I don't know. But that was everything that I had in my basket that I would carry around. Besides, I did have the Oxy in here when I did have it. Then I had a heating pad, which I would put this on my stomach or the sides, like on my sides. It hurt a lot, so I would put them there. I never put this directly on my stomach. I always had a blanket or something on top of me, and then I would put this there. But this helped a lot with kind of like getting everything moving when I thought I was getting more constipated, and it also did help a lot with the pain. So I did not like any of like the cold therapy type of pain relief. Only the heat worked for me. I did also have a heated blanket, which is currently drying over there, but I would use that a lot because I had like cold flashes. I didn't really have any heat flashes, so I only got cold all the time. Up next is crafts. So this kind of also miscellaneous that I don't hear a lot of people talk about. You are going to get bored out of your mind, especially when you're used to doing things. I would go to the gym, 5 days a week, go exercise. I would just be out constantly, and then I was stuck at home for an entire month, and I'm still kind of stuck at home. But this was kind of like a craft bag. I had a coloring book. I had some word searches and some crosswords and just like a bunch of miscellaneous things in here to keep me busy. I don't read, so that is not something that could keep my mind occupied. I don't like to sit and read. I just get bored. So I also did cross stitch. I played Animal Crossing, played on my Switch, watched a lot of anime. So I just had to do things to keep my mind occupied. I really wanted to do puzzles, but I couldn't physically like lean over and do it on my coffee table, so I didn't end up doing any puzzles like I wanted to. Up next is some gowns. So make sure you get some sort of nightgowns. You do not want to be wearing any pants. I know some people do. I couldn't physically have anything touching my incisions or else I would gag. So even like having the nightgowns that I did, I would still get irritated sometimes if they touched the incision. So, but I know some people buy the gowns with the buttons on the front and things like that. I already had nightgowns, so I just used those and washed them and just kept rotating. So yeah, definitely get some nightgowns. Pants are just painful to wear. I also used isopropyl alcohol. This was when I was taking off the padding and the tape. I needed to get the adhesive off, so you don't want to put this on your incisions, but this was just like around on the stomach where the adhesive is stuck. I would use some isopropyl alcohol with either a Q-tip or like a cotton ball, and I would just take it off with that. Scar tape. Some people use it, some people don't. I am trying to use it currently. I am about a week, 2 weeks in, so you have to wait fully until your incisions heal, no scabbing, no, redness, anything like that. So I'm using this now. My scars on the outside are healed. Internally, obviously, they're not yet, but the outside scarring, it's all sealed. There's no, scabs or anything. So I am using scar tape. We will see how it goes. I kind of still want to be able to see my scars, weirdly enough. So I don't know if I will continue to use it, but I heard it works. So right now that it is on there. Panty liners. Make sure that you have a bunch of these. I bought just like the small 30 pack and I was like, oh, that'll be fine. No. I have this now on Amazon order, like it comes once a month, it gets delivered, this big size. You want to change this, 2 to 3 times a day. You will be having discharge, you will be having probably a little bit of spotting in the beginning, but this helps a lot. Like I'm still, only a month out, but I'm still using these constantly. You just want to keep that area clean so that everything can heal and you're not getting any UTIs or anything while you're trying to heal. You don't need that. So just keep everything clean down there. You want a lot of water and you want a lot of protein. My goal was 100 grams of protein a day with about 30 grams of fiber. Just make sure you're eating protein at every single meal as much as you can. you need protein to heal. So make sure you eat protein. Don't try to cut out anything. Just eat to eat. Don't try to lose weight. Don't do any of that. Like, I know I want to lose weight, but my body needs to heal, so I'm just having enough calories to maintain my weight. That way it can heal properly and I don't have problems later down the road. So make sure you eat your protein, make sure you drink your water. I made sure to drink a minimum of 60 ounces of just water a day. I usually ended up having about 90 ounces, if not more, because I was just so thirsty all the time. But make sure you drink your water. That is definitely like very, very important for, you know, lubricating everything inside of your body to make sure you can heal. All right, things that I didn't really need that I did buy. So the first thing is Gas X. So I just bought a small container. It's just a small little one. I used one pill, and I could have probably went without it, but yeah, I didn't need it. I didn't have that bad of gas pain, but if you know, think you do, order it on Amazon, it'll come the next day, but don't buy it right away. I don't know. Everyone has a different experience with gas pain, but I think my, you know, surgeon and the team kind of was able to push out or get out most of the gas before sealing me back up. Kind of relating with the panty liners, before you leave the hospital, make sure that they give you some postpartum underwear and some pads. For the first 3 to 4 days, I did use that instead of the panty liners because you will have higher, like more spotting. You will have more discharge, and you just kind of want something to like catch all of that. I did not get any at the hospital. They were supposed to give it to me, but since I was so drugged up, I did not tell them, like remind them. They were switching shifts when I was leaving, so I did not remind them that I needed that in my bag because I was not mentally there to be able to say that because I was in so much pain. So make sure before you go into surgery, you ask them to put that in your bag. That way you don't have to buy it later and waste money on pads that you're never going to use again because you just got your uterus out, and postpartum underwear that you're not going to need. So I did just donate that to my mom's church where she helps people with, you know, after they have kids and stuff like that. I did not use an abdominal binder. Like I said earlier, I could not physically have anything on my stomach or I would freak out. So I could not have that. Some people maybe need that security, but I wanted, it does feel weird having your organs move around, for sure. Every time you sit up, every time you move, but I wanted to kind of adjust quicker. So I didn't want to like get a binder and hold everything there and then my organs not be able to go where they want it to go and fill in that empty space. So I never got a binder. I also don't have kids. I don't need to be picking up anything, which you're not supposed to anyway, but I only have cats. But I did not get a binder. Maybe you would need one if you have the abdominal hole cut across surgery, but I didn't use one. I have 3 other things left. So I did not use a shower stool. I could see how it could be beneficial to some, but I didn't need one. I just made sure that my shower was at like a lukewarm temperature instead of super hot, so that when I stepped in, it wasn't such a drastic change that my body would kind of go into like a shock. So I did shower with colder-ish water to make sure that didn't happen, and I just took my time. I did not try to rush anything in the shower. If you think you need a stool because you're unbalanced or anything like that, definitely get one. But I don't think you need to spend $50 to get one if you think, you know, if you're normal, able-bodied kind of person. I also did not use any disposable no-rinse bathing wipes. I know some people will use that. Again, it's all based on your health history and kind of things like that. I was completely healthy-ish besides having excess fat on my body, but I'm pretty much healthy for the most part. So whenever I just felt gross, I just took a shower. I did not need to use any of that. I could just go in the shower whenever I needed. So it is up to you. If you don't have a lot of help, If you have other health problems that will make it harder for you to recover, then definitely get these types of things, but I didn't need it. I just took a shower when I felt gross, which was either every other day or every day. The last thing that I don't think you really need is a pregnancy pillow. Now, if you already have one, good. I'm thinking about the ones that have the U shape though. I didn't need one. I just used all the pillows in my house and I made like a pillow fort around me. That was free besides this one, but I do really like this one. But yeah, if you already have a bunch of pillows in the house, just use those. You don't need to go out of your way to buy a $60 pillow. I was thinking after this that maybe one of these would be good to get. I didn't end up getting one. Like I said, I just used all the pillows in my house. But this one I kept seeing online, and this one actually looks like it might have been worth the money to get, but I just never did. But yeah, I hope this helped anyone that is going to be going through a hysterectomy. Again, I am 29. It took me 9 years to do this. I turned 30 in May. I have no kids. So this did take a while to be able to get done, but now a month and a half out, I'm happy I did. I never have to worry about anything again. No pregnancy, no nothing like that. I won't, have to worry about cancers or anything. So I'm just happy everything is done. Everything is basically healed and I am feeling better. And I hope that the items that I showed kind of help you guys, heal faster or even better than you think you would. But yeah, thanks for watching. My vlog will be out later this week, and I will see you guys in the next video.